Chapter 4, Lesson 6 on writing equations. Okay, before I write these words in, I'd like for you to take just a minute and see if you can write which operations each word refers to. So pause the video and see if you can fill those in. Okay, so sum always means to add, twice means times 2, the difference means to subtract, and is means equals, less than means subtract, and that also means to switch the order of the numbers. More than means to add. So just a little reminder of some of those vocabulary words. All right, so let's look at an example. So I'm going to kind of translate this. So 8, all right, I'm just going to think of the number 8. More than is going to tell me to add. The quotient tells me to divide, so I'm going to take y, and it's going to stay in the same order, divided by -3 equals -24. And so I'm going to write that. 8 plus y divided by -3 equals -24. And then I'm going to solve that equation. So I'm going to subtract 8 on both sides. I'll solve it up here. 8 plus y over -3 equals -24. So subtract 8 on both sides. Y over -3 equals -32 times -3 times -3, and y equals positive 96. All right, let's look at one more that's written in a little bit more as far as a word problem. So it says Nicholas has 13 baseball cards, which is 7 more than 3 times the number K that Katie has. So Nicholas has 13, and it says, which is, so it's equal to 7 more than 3 times what Katie has. So I'm going to solve. -7, 6 equals 3K. I'm going to divide both sides by 3, and 2 equals K. So Katie has 2 baseball cards. All right. Now, when we see word problems, we want to remember to define our variable. If we do this, it's going to help us as we get into more complex word problems. So let's look at an example. Sana spent $5 more than Marianne for her lunch. Together, the girls spent $22. Write and solve an equation to show how much they both spent. So I'm going to make one of them be x. So I'm going to say, okay, x is going to equal Marianne. And then Sana spent 5 more than Marianne. So if Marianne is x, x plus 5 is going to be Sana. And together they spent 22. So if I take Marianne and add it with Sana, I should get 22. So I'm going to take Marianne's money she spent x, and I'm going to add that with Sana's money, which is x plus 5, and I should get a total of 22. So now I'm going to solve my equation. Remember, simplify first. 2x plus 5 equals 22. Subtract 5 on both sides. 2x equals 17. I'm going to continue up here. So divided by 2, and x equals 8.5, which tells me that Marianne spent $8.50, and Sana spent $5 more than her, $13.50. All right, our last example, it says Sophie collected pledges for the charity walkathon. She will receive total contributions of $68 plus $20 for every mile she walks. How many miles will she need to walk to raise $348? So x is going to be the number of miles that she walks. So what I'm going to do to figure out her total money is she gets $20 a mile, so 20 times x, plus $68, and that should give me the total of $348. So I solve, subtract 68 from both sides. 20x equals $280, divide by 20, and x equals 14. So she needs to walk 14 miles.